Welcome to the WFCU Center, minutes away from starting things off between the St. John Riptide and the Windsor Express. I'm Aaron Sanders, this is JP Justin Prince as always, and JP, if yesterday's Highlanders-London Lightning game is any indication that a Central versus Atlantic Division matchup is worth the tail to watch, then this one will be another example. St. John coming in, losing 2 in a row, but they want to break that because their playoffs hopes are on the line.
Yeah, getting to that first point, of course, it was a very thrilling matchup between the Highlanders and the London Lightning for sure last night, going all the way to overtime. Very emotional game, to say the very least, where you had star-studded lineups with Massey scoring up in the 40s, Royce White scoring up in the 40s in terms of points. So it was just an absolute thrower matchup throughout the entire night last night. But coming to this matchup for the Riptide, they have to break this losing streak tonight for them, because right now it is important for them to get a W, because with a loss and an Island Storm victory, they fall to 4th in the Atlantic Division, meaning they're going to be on the bubble for a team like the Highlanders to skip up above them if need be. So this is a must-win situation, I think, for the Riptide tonight, that's for sure, especially with the way this road trip has been going, especially the main key, turnovers.
Absolutely, and number one, we'll talk about the Highlanders Lightning game later on, but for the Windsor Express, they found a snake in the grass this past Wednesday night, losing to the Island Storm by 13, and you mentioned it right there, turnovers and the lack of pressure inside. So do you expect them to change things going on today, or do you think they should stick to their game plan?
When it comes to St. John, I think you have to switch it up. When it comes to Windsor, they had a good game plan on Wednesday. They just couldn't keep things together in the final few minutes. So I think for St. John, they got to find a way to prevent turnovers and get that inside penetration, because, let me put it this way, when every single starter for both of your games on this road trip for the Central Division for St. John have had at the very least 1 turnover against the Niagara River Lions having at least 2 turnovers, you're going to have a very bad time, Aaron. So they got to find a way to get the ball movement through to where you don't have a guy who's leading your offense throwing 5 turnovers, or else you're going to be down by double digits, like the St. John Riptide have been for at least one of their quarters that have led to leading them to both of their losses.
Well, this is a must-win for both of these clubs tonight, but now we're going to turn it over to the PA announcer of the Windsor Express, Mr. Mark Knight, and we'll be back with you for the tip-offs right after the pre-game ceremonies.
Number 33, and number 35 is Ali Ahmed. The head coach of St. John is Nelson Taroba. The assistant is Zach Urbanus. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the floor your Windsor Express Dance Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise and remove your caps from the playing of the national anthem. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by Joe Coachemilio. He has some fans. Joe is the lead vocalist of the Canadian national touring rock band Autumn Kings from Windsor, Ontario. His voice and music has reached millions of people around the world. Joe has toured all across Canada and in the USA. You will hear Autumn King's song Devil in Disguise at Windsor Express games tonight, as well as Detroit Red Wing games. Joining Joe at center court carrying the Canadian flag is Mark T-Bear. And he has fans as well, who is our father of the game. The Windsor Express and Curtis J.K. Printing would like to acknowledge and show our appreciation to our dedicated fathers all season long by highlighting someone new each game. Thanks to Mark and Curtis J.K. Printing.
And with our national anthem, we are about to be underway here. This is Knoxstrom TV. This is Windsor Express basketball live from the WFCU Center. Windsor Express playing host to the St. John Riptide. Aaron Sanders and Justin Prince on the call for you tonight. And like I said at the top of the telecast, if there's any indication of a ferocious battle between the Central Atlantic Division, you're getting your money's worth this week. We've seen a couple of games played. We were at London last night where the Highlanders prevailed with a 124-121 victory over the London Lightning, JP. But you know what? We might have the same adrenaline and the same ferocity from that game a night ago.
Yeah, we definitely should tonight because, of course, you have seasons on the line at this kind of a time. Plus, on top of that, you have a team like Windsor wanting to get red hot down into the final parts of the season. You have St. John wanting to break a losing streak right now. So this could be a very competitive matchup tonight. That's for sure here from the WFCU Center. And what could basically be a battle all the way to the finish if things go the right way for either side.
I'll freely admit, St. John Riptide is one of the teams you do not want to fool with. Neither are any of the rest of the teams in the Atlantic Division. We had the Island Storm came in and they went off like gangbusters, especially with Carl Hall dropping 28 points. We had Cape Breton come in at the beginning of 2018. They put up a good fight, but the Express pulled through. The Moncton Magic, no question about it, they secured a playoff spot. Same with the Halifax Hurricanes, and now the St. John Riptide want to follow suit. It may look like a majority of these players are new coming into this year, JP, but they're really rising up as seasoned veterans as we see the starting five for everybody. For the Express, their usual: DeMontre Harris, Logan Stutz, Maurice Jones, Chad Frazier, and Shaq Keith. And for the St. John Riptide, the big man Ali Ahmed, in addition to Horace Wormley. With that too, Jeremiah Morty. And we see handshakes. Mariak Esom will start it off. And, of course, Malcolm Miller. So those are the five for both of the clubs today. Windsor Express, they don't want to lose two in a row here at the WFCU Center. They got a long weekend ahead of them. They want to take it one game at a time. The Riptide, they want to pull off a victory here in the Ontario Trek that they have here. Glad you're with us. And we are underway. The Express win the possession. This starts off with Maurice Jones on the left side, right on over the Keith. Keith driving inside. They will not count it. It will be on the floor.
Yeah, nice cut inside there after getting the pass. Cutting in, seeing the opportunity. And of course, that foul being called on the floor just before he had the shot attempt. So Windsor will get a chance to reset with 14 on the shot clock.
Windsor Express, they haven't been successful against their Atlantic Division foes, but nonetheless, they secure a playoff spot in the Central Division. That's all set. Chad Frazier thought about the three, over to Stutz. Beats through the 2-3 zone, misses the tip. On the putback is Harris.
Great rebounding there with the effort from Harris, just able to be there as the trailer in case that was missed right there. Able to put it in after the tap around with Stutz.
Horace Wormley with the ball, right on over to Merrick Esom, to Ahmed. Back on over, Esom, the J goes, and we're knotted up at 2.
Yeah, Harris just absolutely fell for the pump fake right there, falling towards the bench. Nothing you can really do when your defender completely vanishes off trying to chase down an invisible shot. Jones,
right on outside to Keith. Keith keeping up the tempo, fires it from the parking lot, it goes. So Shaquille Keith, we mentioned time and again, he has improved his craft as of the last month and a half. And with that, it's a 5-2 lead. Ahmed over to Wormley. The Riptide, they usually have their offense ran by Horace Wormley as he drives in, kisses it off the glass and good.
A nice bucket inside, just sizing up, stepping towards the left, trying to get it to the right to get the defender to fall off on the separation.
And there you go, Maurice Jones goes on for the three-point rage, and right off the gate, like it was on Wednesday night, it's a barn burner in the early goings of this game. Windsor Express up 8-4. And the teardrop by Wormley's no good. Ali picks up the rebound. Ahmed gets deflected. Here comes the Express.
You can see the Riptide stopping the fast break with the 2-3.
Inside Harris, up, no good. Rebound by Ahmed. Now Ahmed is one of the most underestimated centers in the NBL JP. He will create a lot of pressure around the perimeter as he tried to get the ball, but before that, whistle.
Yeah, Ahmed, somebody that has really been impressive during this trip as well as throughout the entire season, causing that pressure, as you said. And somebody the last time really, of course, was not in the matchup for Windsor to expect because, of course, that last time St. John came up on top when Windsor was down there on January 5th, 196. So a bit of a more of a player you have to feel out, really. Not used to playing against him here.
Ahmed spins around, trying to get his footing straight. Right inside to Miller, up and in.
Yeah, nice play by Ahmed, seeing that there was too much traffic if he was to be able to pull up the shot. Seeing the backdoor cut right below him, able to pass to it, sets it on up on a silver platter.
My correction, that was Jeremiah Morty that got the shot to go, but nonetheless, the Riptide are down 2. As Chad Frazier's shot is a no-go. Here comes the Riptide again. Wormley, Speedy Demon, into Ahmed. Kisses it off the glass as well, off the left hand.
Yeah, you're seeing some nice, beautiful offensive play sets right now for both sides really so far. Just setting a lot of things up on the inside for the most part. Got to close up the defense, I think, if you're both sides at this point.
Frazier looking the drive, gets flustered by Ahmed. Crosses over, goes inside to the rack, and gets fouled.
A nice penetration there, noticing it was switching to what it has been for many of the sets so far, more of zone to what was man-to-man, just taking advantage of the man that was on him, driving inside, gets the contact once again, and again, smartly goes to the line to shoot for 2 as one of the top free throw shooters for the Windsor Express.
No question about it, Chad Frazier's off to the line, and the one thing to boot too, JP, the Riptide, they love their 2-3 zone, but it's those slow responses that really gets them into a cluster, and one of the reasons why Chad Frazier was open and he picked up the contact. As he splits a pair of free throws, the Express are up 9-8 with 8:36 to go here on Notcham TV. Wormley right on over to Morty, and a quick foul by the Windsor Express.
Yeah, that's one of the more interesting storylines, too. Earlier on in the season, Windsor was known as a team that didn't really foul much if at all, and the fouls have started to really go up on average per each game since about the January-February mark, and what a block.
And that block spurs up the transition game for the Express. Here's Jones. He slows things down on the left side. Keith getting the Harris pick. And here's Frazier once again driving out to Stutz. Buries the three. It's a three-point rage for the Windsor Express as they're up 12-8.
Good separation there, able to spread the floor, seeing the defense was all clustered up and just able to find enough separation for Stutz to pull up.
Wormley try to pass it. It gets deflected. Here comes the Express again. They're riding on all cylinders. Jones from the parking lot. Send it home. Maurice Jones leading his troops to a 15-8 lead, and Coach Nelson Taroba will talk it over. What a fantastic display by the Windsor Express. The shooting confidence is there. Completely different from this past Wednesday night. We're right back.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash Money, love my cash.
Windsor Express with a 15-8 lead as we come out of a Nelson Taroba St. John Riptide timeout. And JP, impressive shooting displayed by the Windsor Express. St. John, they're holding their own inside on both ends of the court, but once again, they cannot answer to the shots from long range from Windsor.
Yeah, right now, as you've seen, just Windsor's able to just separate the floor, just pull up. No one's really there to guard them at the same time. It's been either single-man coverage or no one there at all. So they have to find a way, really, to adjust for that. Usually with the zone, of course, you leave the perimeter open, especially with the 2-3 that we've seen for much of the sets. But when they've gone to the man, that's the same issues when they run the 2-3 are still there. They gotta find a way to get players on the perimeter for those shots to be prepared for guys like Maurice Jones and Logan Stutz, of course. Both of them still on the floor.
So the St. John Riptide, they retain their crew. 7:40 to go in the first quarter, 15-8. Time for the ball. Ahmed looking inside. 10 on the shot clock. Goes to work on Harris. Pump fakes once, twice. Got it to go. He's going to the line for the and one.
Nice pump fake from Ahmed once again. Just able to see the defender preparing for him to try and go for the body of post shot. Again, making his defender fall for the pump fake. Able to cut inside. Draws the contact, of course. Gets the N1.
Once again, like I said, JP, Ali Ahmed is one of the most underestimated big guys in the Atlantic Division. I mean, looking at him, I looked at him the last few games. Boy, he has improved his game ever since playing for the Highlanders at the beginning of the year. This is a guy that could create pressure on broken plays, so the Express, they really got to look after that. And you know what? He mainly uses the upper body for defense, so he's an easy threat or a target on the other hand for the contact and the fouls as the Express have the ball. Kevin Loisel into the game. Frazier fights through, and already Loisel has the hands on the ball. Down to 7 on the shot clock, right outside the Frazier, going on the right side. Loisel misses it from the front.
Yeah, you can see what Loisel was thinking, knowing about that body contact for the defense, backing off of Ahmed, deciding to go for the perimeter shot instead. And now it's going to be Ahmed again.
So a quick foul. Riptide will regain the ball here. 15-11. Just under 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter here. So Maurice Jones picks up his first foul of the night, 4th team foul for the Express.
Yeah, and you mentioned using the body for the defense. Ahmed's been able to use the body really in the low post, especially underneath the basket, to be able to draw contact like this with the N1 before. with the 2 free throws now, so it's now a bit of a cluster to deal with him, really, in terms of both sides of the floor.
So Ali Ahmed knocks down both free throws. It's a 2-point game for the Express. St. John Riptide, their defense has been working wonders tonight. Here's Stutz. Gets the 3 to go once again. I think we need to bring out some smelling salts, JP. The Windsor Express are unconscious. They're shooting on fire from beyond the arc.
Yeah, just absolutely drilling the mesh at this point. They know it's red hot right now. It seems they're going to keep going to that well.
Loose ball, broken play. On the other end, shot is missed. Wormley gets it back outside. 3 on the shot clock. Almost got it deflected. They'll have to put it up, and they do. Beats the shot clock buzzer, but misses it. Here comes Jones. Shifting from left to right. Behind the back dribble by Keith. 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Here's Keith from downtown. No good. Misses the triple. Fight for the ball. And an easy layup. Those are something that you cannot amount to as Merrick Isa gets the shot to go.
Another nice play inside once again. You can see the defense already clustering up. This could step on their triple.
So the Express going around the world. Here's Frazier with the fake. Right on over to Stutz down at the corner. Chad misses the 3.
Surprised he shot the contested 3 there. We got 2 different players open on the perimeter still.
And it's deflected. Nope. Riptide redeems themselves. Here's Miller. Right on over to Morty. Ahmed gets the finish. So Ali Ahmed's just putting a phenomenal exhibition here tonight as his team is now within 1 with 5 minutes to go. Stutz got the screen for Frazier. He wants other options. He'll go to the left side, gets it all by himself off the wrong hand, but nonetheless 2 more for Frazier.
Another nice drive inside. Known for penetrating inside like that, for some nifty layups like that. Again, brings it back to 3.
Here's Wormley right on over to Miller. Fires it from deep. Tap dancer no good. Once again, the Express get the rebound. As Maurice Jones trying to work his way inside. He gets flustered, gets the right side free. Loose ball, and the Riptide redeem themselves. And Maurice Jones slaps it away.
And another nice effort play to keep the possession alive there after losing the handle.
Loisel loses control of it. Before that, a foul. So you mentioned already the cluster defense that the Riptide applied, but once again, one time or another, they deny the Windsor Express from penetrating the defense, but the only problem is it's only on the mid-range, JP, but if they swing the ball around, that causes St. John's fits, and it enables the Windsor Express guards to go inside for the easy 2.
Yeah, exactly right now. You've been seeing that exactly, where you set a pick to break through the cluster drive and find the opening, basically weave through that. That's what they've basically, so to speak, done to penetrate through that and around that. So it's going to be hard for them to defend when that kind of stuff, that kind of play style in terms of defense is going on, where it just sets them up.
Kevin Loisel misses 2 free throws, and that's quite unusual for the Express considering they're the leading team when it comes to the charity stripe. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Good feed inside to Malcolm Miller. What a high-low pass. Might have been improv, but my goodness, give them credit where credit is due. They're down 1. Behind the shoulder pack from Rayson. Swing the ball around on the corner. Here's Shaq. He'll slow things down. He'll look for a pick. He got it. Drives inside. Misses the shot. And here comes the Riptide again. Wormley. Over to Miller. Knocks down the 3, and the Riptide get their first lead tonight.
Yeah, nice play on the transition offense there, finding the man in the corner and just able to spread the floor again to give him enough separation to have clearance.
Outside, Stutz answers back with a 3. Anything you could do, I could do better, says the former MVP.
Yeah, it seems like one of those kind of nights where a lot of chances can go on the outside. Windsor keeps on trying to set up those kind of plays, with the inside, of course, being the second option.
Isom driving down the lane, fights to Stutz, gets the foul. He's off to the line. Keep in mind, too, that the Express looks to be over the limit. They say bonus on the Riptide side, but regardless, the Riptide will go to the line where they are 77% from the line, second best. So you got the best of free throw shooting teams dueling out here tonight.
Yeah, you can't really let points go on the table, because if you miss or go 1 for 2 at the line, really, I should say, for multiple different trips, it's going to really hurt you down in the long run. So you got to be one of those strong teams at the stripe to be able to get the free points when they are available, just like that.
Marek Isom knocks down the 2 free throws as it's 24-23. 2:40 remaining in the first quarter. Racing down the lane, switches it right over to Eric Parker. Parker to Keith, about to go to work. Cross-court pass over to Jones, fires it with ease and gets it down with ease as well.
I'm just speechless right now at this point. Again, more openings there, just having to fall back a little bit for the bit of a fadeaway for the triple. Enough separation to get it over the defenders there. And again, another Windsor lead.
Taekwon Gord's coming in. We'll talk about him later on. Cross-court pass right on over, but stepping on the line is Isom. Turnover, Express ball. Taekwon Gord is one of those main Ironman players, JP. Comes off the bench, and you know what? It's quite unbelievable what he could do, because he could do pretty much anything when it comes from parking around the mid-range or get those second chance boards.
Yeah, well, as you said, really one of the underdogs of the team that can make those kind of mid-range transition shots, as well as, of course, normal transition shots, as well as get you some second chance points. So somebody that can really help off the bench tonight after the miss from Rayson.
And immediately Gord picks up the rebound. With the ball is Martin Benny. Ball goes around the world, fires at the red patch, shot's no good, whistle.
Yeah, Ahmed trying to get the rebound there.
And Loisel had him in a little bit of a hand lock there. Once again, the Express better be careful on that, because we've seen in the last few games, they've gotten a little bit physical, and that took them out of the game.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, you can't really get too physical. Whether it's fouls or emotion, get into the play. Now you have, for example, Ahmed with 2 fouls right now, so he's going to be in foul trouble for the rest of the first quarter, for example. If you have fouls keep on building up as the game goes on, it's going to hurt your team down the stretch.
Jones gets it deflected by Taekwon Gord, and immediately the Ironman from the bench taking care of business. Still 26-24 with a minute and 28 to go as the inbound pass goes right into Jones. Cuts through behind the back to Loisel. Fires it from deep off the top. Sefton Barrett's into the game also. And he had a difficult last number of games, so if he does something negative, expect him to take a seat early. Down the lane is Gord. Skips it right on over to Adinho. And it's traveling call. That is interesting right there. The Windsor Express defense just clustering down on Kenny Otenyo.
Yeah, just clustering down indeed, but I think they got him on the travel, because you've seen him hop up in the air trying to drive in and basically walking into the cluster. So that is where they got him with the travel. And either way, Express ball.
Under a minute to go in the first. Frazier on the left side, on over to Loisel. Loisel driving, off the right hand, no good. Quick rebound. Benny driving through the double team, races to the hoop, draws the foul. And no question about it, that was a foul. The Express double teamed on him, and Benny did the right thing, driving inside and trying to go for a finish.
That time, just going inside again, trying to penetrate through that defense, and that time, going to set up for the line. No, I don't think they're going to go to the line.
I don't know, that's kind of odd. I think, well, it looks like they called it on the floor, but if you ask me, he was going right down to the basket.
Yeah, it looked like that too, where Benny thought he was hit along the cheek area, I believe, for that foul. But still, next foul regardless will send him to the line, so maybe there's going to be a quick foul. There's almost enough foul in it, I think there was.
We're going to have looks like to be a double foul maybe. We're going to see what's going on amongst that ballyhoo, so Could be a holding foul. We've seen the referee give the holding sign. So that's a foul on Chad Frazier. Right on outside shot by Redpath is no good. The rebound by Gord. The jump hook misses it. Rebound by Barrett. Once again, I'm a bit flabbergasted on the last call. You asked me, the Riptide should have gone to the line, but we're up here and they're down there. 21 seconds remaining in the first. There is a 6-second differential between the shot and game clock. Shot clock at 7. Down the lane is racing, fires it, kisses it off the glass, and a beauty.
Beauty indeed through traffic now. The Riptide have to come down the floor and set up quick. They got 5 seconds.
Down to 3 now. Here's Benny, makes a wish. Almost came true, but that closes out a tremendous first quarter from both of these squads. 28-24 is the score. We're at the end of one. We'll be back for the second quarter right after this message. You're watching the Windsor Express on Knockstrom TV. All right, we're about to start the second quarter here. 28-24 is the score here on Knockstrom TV. We welcome you back here at the WFCU Center. Aaron Sanders and JP on the call with you. JP, once again, the Windsor Express becoming unconscious with their shot choices. Wise shot choices, but on the other end, the St. John Riptide, they're just fighting for them offensively and just going to the line.
Yeah, that is for sure right now. It's just one of those kind of games where, as you said, perimeter's working for the Express, going to the line basically and trying to cut inside, draw contacts working for the Riptide. So it's basically, I think, about defensive adjustments for both sides at this point. Maybe a little tiny bit less zone for the specifically the 2-3 zone from the Riptide side. Try and get a bit less of a cluster to prevent that kind of foul calls inside, and I think that's exactly what the Express did.
And we're underway here in the second quarter. Immediately a quick three is good for Mariak Iso. Talk about getting some motivation right off the bench after that quick break.
Yeah, nice triple right out of the timeout. Exactly what the Riptide needed for a little momentum spark to start off the quarter.
Frazier has a hot hand too, fires it from around 10, put her there.
Yeah, a little tough shot again, getting it over the contested defense. Just able to pull up, even with a man in his face like that, for many cases, especially in that kind of an area.
Just underway here in the second quarter. Aaron Redpath from the parking lot, no good, but the tip in. Oh me, oh my. Taekwon Gord, and what did I say, JP? Second chance opportunities is his niche.
Yeah, just able to grab that, get that tapped in once again for Gord. Another good offensive rebound for someone averages 7 per game in terms of rebounds.
And Eric Parker's shot is a no-go, and here comes Gord again, fighting through the traffic for the rebound. Benny gets the open look, drives inside to the hoop, misses it, and the rebound by Rayson. Rayson with the little hezzy. Frazier one-on-one against Redpath, driving down to the center. Barrett crosses over, spins around, deflects it right on over to Parker, and that three, it's flat. Redpath with the rebound. 10-11 to go, just underway here in the second quarter. Taquan Gord gets rejected by Parker.
A nice defense there, switching off from his man Winston. It was going for the low post shot and getting rejection. Nice three though.
Braylon Rayson says put her there.
Yeah, nice beautiful release there over the defenders there off the high post screen and able to put it up. 4-point lead now for the Express. They have substitutions on the floor.
Joel Nadondo and Jeremiah Morty will return for the Riptide, and Malcolm Miller will do that as well. So 3 substitutions for the Riptide. We're seeing big boy ball being applied here for the Riptide. The Express will stay put with their 5. Redpath with the ball, one-on-one against Frazier. Right on over to Isom. Isom to Miller. The drive is no good. Here comes Rayson with the ball again. Controls his footing. Rayson tries to drive. Now the shot's gone over to Frazier, and now Barrett goes to work. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Risky pass to Parker is no good. And a steal. The Express with the good eye this time. They'll get a full 24, and it'll be traveling.
Yeah, that time I think it was a case of Barrett trying way too much. You've seen the bounce pass and able to find it in round 3 defenders to the man underneath the basket. But then you have the second chance / third chance there where 2 different passes really were not the best passes you can have. You have one where it really didn't bounce off the receiver the right way, and then the second time sets up the travel for Parker. Gotta get the passes fine-tuned and controlled here in a game like this.
DeMontre Harris comes back in. 10 on the shot clock. Isom in and out. Rebound by Harris. And here's Barrett. Barrett right on over to Loisel. Drives off the set and the foul. Once again to mention too for Sefton Barrett, JP, he hasn't had one of those tremendous games in the last number of games. We've seen him with the turnovers or, on the other hand, get those fouls. So, once again, this is not the Sefton Barrett we're used to seeing from his days in London or his days over the years in the NBLC. But, once again, when you come into the Windsor Express system, you got to think of some positives to go in. Sefton Barrett, he's really got to find some sort of niche or else he will be taking a seat soon enough.
Yeah, the niche to me, though, and I mentioned this before we went on air today, earlier on this afternoon, was he has a bit of a niche more for the defensive side. The ball handling, though, the ball control really has to be improved for him to keep up the consistent minutes in the rotation.
First free throw is good for Loisel. And he goes 100% at this time around. So once again, we mentioned the last game, the Windsor Express, they really needed those free throws. And now they're making up for it tonight as they know that they got some tough challengers coming into the WFCU Center this weekend. Riptide is one of them as Redpath has the ball. Driving down the lane inside the Nadondo, gets deflected by Chad Frazier. The bunny's on him, I'll tell you what. Grayson from downtown, send it home.
Yeah, they're dancing in the alleys at this point here on the Sound Line after that triple. Everyone's just absolutely losing their minds.
Redpath with the drive. Once again, the easy shot deflected again. The Express have numbers. Here comes Rayson, fires it. Nope, this time gives it over the studs. Downtown from LaSalle. No further words, we're coming back. Windsor Express breaking through with a barrage of threes and good looks gives them a 12-point lead against the Riptide. It's been pretty phenomenal how the ball rotation and the shots have been going for the Express, but once again, the Riptide, they're doing all they can defensively, but they cannot find an answer to deflect that ball from beyond the arc.
Yeah, at this point, it's just been an absolutely, I'm stunned at this point because you have everything going basically with defense on you and without defense on you, obviously. So I don't know what else you can really do at this point other than try and adjust the defense, bring more pressure, maybe start bringing double teams whenever you see somebody on the perimeter and hope it doesn't leave the paint open enough for an easy layup or an easy slam dunk. They got to find a way to lock down the perimeter or else this game is going to be done by halftime.
They have done this at the Harbor Station too, mind you, but it's the fact of getting on the road for a long trek like this as we see an offensive foul, most likely on Ali Ahmed. But once again, this is a Riptide team that it has a couple of new players, but once again, I said this before and I'll say it again, they have these players that are just playing like veterans, but they just can't get the job done. They lost 2 in a row, but now their playoffs hopes are on the line right here. But once again, they're in good placing right now. They're in 3rd place, and under them is the Island Storm and Cape Breton. So once again, time running out for the Atlantic Division teams, but the St. John Riptide look to be in the proper path.
Yeah, the Riptide are still a really good team, but of course they have to worry to the Island Storm course on a 6-game winning streak. And when you have players like that shooting right over your defense, you got to find a way to lock things down.
Braylon racing with the high arc. 43-29 is the score here on Knoxstrom TV. Gord into the lineup. Back to Wormley. Looking for something. He gets the pick from Isom. He gets the ball as a reward. Jumps from 15. No good. Rebound by Harris. Braylon racing once again, a guy that's been firing it from deep, and he misses it that time. Broadcaster's jinx prevail here.
Yeah, the broadcaster jinx really has something there, but that time just a little bit offset to the right side. Couldn't place his feet, but a nice steal.
Quick steal collected by Barrett. Barrett racing to the hoop. Reverse ice cream scoop is good.
And a nice basket again on that one. But it all started really with the pressure alongside the sideline, forcing the turnover when they try to save it there. Barrett, right place, right time. He takes advantage of that.
He's redeeming himself. I think he heard us from upstairs as Isom misses the 3. Quick rebound by Harris. So now the Windsor Express on a good path as Frazier misses the 3. Sefton with the rebound, but couldn't balance his feet.
Yeah, just going out of bounds, fighting for that rebound, but again, just trying to hustle himself on that side of the floor. Hustle defense has been one of the main staples for him. Has that ability to have the hustle on the offensive side. That time just couldn't keep it in to keep the possession alive.
Sefton Barrett goes out to a good round of applause from the WFCU Center faithful. 45-29 with 6:12 remaining in the half. Morty driving, cross courts right back to Wormley. Wormley drives, the shot doesn't fall. Rebound on the other hand.
And they got a full shot clock here already past the halfway point.
Crossover dribble. Wormley gets it back, fakes the 3, fires a 3, gets the 3.
Yeah, that's the first points for them in the past couple minutes here after a bit of a scoring drought. They got to break this lid off the basket whatever ways they can. Has to start with that 3.
They cut the lead down to 13 rather with 5:26 to go. The Express slowing things down. Jones gets the Harris pick, out to Racing. Racing from out to in, reverse is good.
Yeah, originally had the second option if need be to go to Logan Stutz, but decided taking himself, go towards the baseline, and got enough separation on the penetration drive to get it in.
Wormley with the footwork, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, puts it up and in.
Nice play to really chase it down to get his own miss and put it back in. Right it on the defense.
And right on cue, Horace Wormley gets the steal. Quick foul, however.
Yeah, looked like he was shedding off of Maurice Jones to send it for another triple. That time, though, I think Jones seen a play developing down low inside, tried to sort of cherry pick it inside, goes off of him instead because Wormley seen what was happening and ended up breaking up that play and getting the steal.
So the Riptide regained possession. Wormley with the ball again. Driving on the right side and a quick foul. You best believe that's a foul. Harris put his hands in the cookie jar and got caught.
Yeah, definitely got caught there. Got to make sure you control the fouls there, but they still have a few fouls to give here in this quarter. That's just, I believe, their second.
And you're right on that, JP. Right on outside. The shot is no good. Back tap controlled by Wormley. Outside. The three is no good. It'll be express ball.
Yeah, he tried to back tap it a second straight time, but that time, no one really to tap it to, and a player right on behind him on top of that for battling on the box out. So now it's express ball with just like that.
Despite that, good response by the Riptide to try to box out. 4:20 remaining in the first half here. Keith driving, spins, looks for a pass, finds one in Rayson. Rayson fires it for the three, no good. And once again, the Riptide prevailing in the box out game. Reverse shot, no good. Gord on the putback.
Yeah, one of the main bread and butters tonight has been the putback. Second chance points. And again, your man there getting the bucket on the second chance. Again, and a good awareness to be able to get the offensive board.
Stutz the triple, yes.
Just again, spreading the floor. No one there to defend a guy like Logan Stutz in terms of size and three-point ability. Just pulls up, drains it at the top of the line.
Once again, he's making up for a minimal display from Wednesday night. He had 8 that night. Miller gets the three to go. Malcolm Miller keeping the St. John Riptide into this game.
Yeah, you've seen Keith trying to go for the steal that led Miller being left wide open again.
Same Stutz. Different result this time. That falls off. 3:05 to go. 52-39. Riptide looking for answers. They find one in Miller. Miller penetrates through the defense. Oh boy, if that is a whiffer, I don't know what is.
I think he was trying to shoot it and pass at the exact same time, trying to use his layup hand for that.
Keith outside. Jones the three, no good. And once again, the Riptide capitalizing on the rebound. This time it was Gord. Wormley down on the left side. 15 on the shot clock, 2:34 remaining in the first half. Gord driving inside, blocked by Harris, gets his own rebound, puts it in. So Jaquan Gord just having an exhibition here in the second quarter. And immediately a foul will go the other way. So we'll have a quick pair of substitutions here. Frazier and Barrett will come back in.
Yeah, and Rayson definitely provide a lot of offense now, but now they are trying, I think, switch things up for the final 2:20 here. Maybe set it up for defense and try and keep this a double-digit lead going into the locker rooms. And Barrett, of course, coming back in as well with that.
Keep in mind, Sefton Barrett's having a good game so far. Got a steal, got a bucket to go. Would this mean a change here? We'll find out. As Wormley penetrates through the defense. Cross court's right on over. Oh boy, the shot's flat by Morty. Here comes the Express again, and immediately a quick foul.
Yeah, again, just shows the way the pace has gone, where the Express try to fly down the floor, go a bit of a NASCAR-style offense, try and take advantage of the transition D, but drawing the whistle, the Riptide are there as they get their third foul of the quarter.
So third team foul for the Riptide as we are under 2 minutes to go here. And once again, another foul. The Riptide, they do not want to give up any chances to go down, for the Express to go down to the basket rather. So these quick fouls might slow down their game plan.
Yeah, they have the fouls to give, so why not? why not try and challenge the Express here? Try and keep this an 11-point game for the other side of the floor when they go back on offense.
Risky passes right there. 2 passes in. Chad Frazier misses the 3. Wormley with the ball. Once again, the Riptide prevailing on the box out. The Windsor Express does not respond quickly. Wormley down the lane. Scoop pass into Isom.
And a nice little bounce pass to get around the defender there inside to shed him by. Nice penetration. Nice 2-man game to get it in.
And a quick foul. We seen Shaq Keith. He almost lost his footing there, so if he would have tripped, that would have been a travel on his behalf.
Yeah, it definitely would have been there. It was very close there. And I think they ruled he was trying to put up a shot on that too, so he's going to go to the line here. Yeah, with the team's 5th foul here, so he's going to go to the line to shoot too.
So Shaquille Keith off to the line. He improved his game, like we keep on saying over and over again, as he makes the first free throw here. But once again, this is a guy that a lot of people don't look to. If Maurice Jones is off on the court, you got to think of another guy that could spur the Express to victory, and there's your guy right there as he knocks down a pair of free throws.
Yeah, we talked to him a few weeks back. We mentioned it a couple different times. He goes to the bench for a quick breather for Anthony Otley Jr. One of the main thought process, he said, was, why shoot outside shots when I can just go inside and draw the fouls? So that is his logic. Go cut more inside, go to the free throw line, take advantage of the free points, as there's a nice basket inside of the defender.
Easy shot for Jeremiah Morty, cuts the lead to 9 with 1:07 remaining in the first half. We'll have the knocks from halftime for you after the buzzer, as Barrett swings it right onside to Stutz, gets the fake. Frazier drives inside to the heart of the Riptide defense, misses the shot. Loose ball, Stutz picks it up, gets the foul. That's hard-nosed hustle right there from both clubs, but it's the Windsor Express that prevails, and Logan Stutz looks like he got bopped in the nose.
Yeah, right there. A ton of hustle on that play because you have Windsor trying to pass it from inside, outside, inside, really, to send the defense into chaos to set up a play on the inside. Then, of course, you have the fight for the rebound there for the box-out attempt, where Stutz ends up coming up with it and getting to the line here. And then you have the Riptide trying to get that rebound, knowing that it's important for them to get as many chances stopped as they can against the Express right now, as an air substitution comes on the floor for Stutz.
As Stutz knocks down 2 free throws, for a guy that shoots 76%, those shots were as good as gold. He'll have a seat, like you said already. And we're going to see Otley Jr. come in for the Express. Quick rush down the lane from Miller, outside Isom. Misses it that time. And that'll be a quick foul once again. Once again, the Express not letting up because they realize how powerful and penetrative the Riptide box-out game is.
Yeah, right now that is for sure, because you can see them fighting for rebounds on both ends of the floor. Just preparing as many of those attempts as they can for the box out. Not let the Riptide have any extra opportunities.
Driving down the lane. Quick pass, 10 on the shot clock. Offensive foul.
Yeah, 2 different players going down there, of course. But you've seen the idea there to go inside on the pass. That was, of course, on the setup for that. So unfortunate circumstances for the Riptide here. But now for the Express, they got 30 seconds to draw things up with 7-second shot clock differential.
56-45 is the score here at the WFCU Center. Maurice Jones thinking wisely about this as we see a little bit left side 1-4 zone from the Riptide. Quick step back, Jones the J.
And a nice, beautiful play, but right now the Riptide have to hurry. They got 3 seconds.
Down to 3. And a quick foul. Horace Wormley driving right into the heart of the Hurricane.
Yeah, trying to get it. Thought it was a goaltend. Wants a goaltend, I think. I think he actually hugged Bill Jones after that one, too. But he's got to go to the line. He's got to control himself here and go to the line. Don't want to risk getting a technical.
That will be Eric Parker's second foul. Once again, the Express have 1 foul to give in the rest of the quarter. 1.3 seconds remaining here in the first half. Horace Wormley will go to the line. And Horace Wormley going into the Jerry stripe, 85%. But a guy that really runs this team like a general, as he should. This is a guy you really want to rely on, and that has been the case the whole year.
Yeah, somebody that has been a really good point guard. Of course, the last time these two teams met, he was the leading scorer and leading assist player. So somebody the Riptide rely on to run their offense as their floor general to set up plays, as there's 1.3 seconds for this.
Kenny Otenyo's in, and Chad Frazier will hold the ball, and we are at halftime. Nice game so far from both of these clubs, but it's the Windsor Express prevailing so far with a score of 58-47 as we are at halftime. We'll have the Knockstrom halftime coming up for you right after you watch these messages. All right, welcome back to the Knockstrom halftime here. 58-47 is the score. Windsor Express over the St. John's Riptide. Aaron and JP with you. JP, I think the message was perfectly clear for the Windsor Express after a dismissal display from inside and, you know, a rough shooting display over this past Wednesday night. They finally got the message. Once again, they're unconscious, but they're making good, wise shot choices and ball rotations to boot.
Yeah, that is for sure, because they're making the wise, smart choices because they know what's working. The perimeter shot, being able to use that ball movement to set it up and spread the defense around to either get that shot on the outside, or if it's not there, be able to cut inside for the basket inside the paint. So a lot of smart ball movement to get things set up on the offensive side for the Express tonight, especially against a team like the Riptide.
On the other end, too, the Riptide, it may look like a terrible lead right now, but you know what? They're doing a lot of good things right now. They're shutting down Windsor when it comes to boxing out, and most of their bigs are taking care of business. We've seen Ali Ahmed take care of business in the first quarter, but now we see Myrick Ism getting into the fold, not only going inside, but shooting from outside as well, and a majority of that has to come from their general, Horace Wormley.
Yeah, Wormley right now is really helping set things up on a platter. You've seen him with some nice nifty passes where he tries to shed the defenders away from the paint, has someone cut inside, finds the pass, able to make it work. So that is what's really working to set up that control for Wormley right now on the offensive side for players like that. It helps when you have right now, guys like him involved. You have a lot of second chances and a lot of offensive rebounds right now from the Riptide side as well, from the big man, to help set up some second chances and third chances. So a lot is working out for the Riptide side on offense. It's just about cleaning things up on the defense right now for a Windsor Express team that's burning the mesh right now from the outside perimeter from the parking lot.
Remember, they lost 2 in a row. They want to prevail in this Ontario road trip because, once again, their playoff lives are at stake here. They're sitting good at third place, but once again, the toughest thing about the Atlantic Division is the foes and the teams that are right behind them, the Island Storm and the Cape Breton Highlanders. So if you are Nelson Taroba right now in the St. John locker room, what are you saying to your troops right now?
Basically right now, clean up the defense. Because if you let these shots continue to fall on the outside, you're going to lose this game. Here's the one thing in mind when it comes to the foes. The Island Storm, of course, have their 16 winning streak right now in the 4th spot. Island Storm win, Riptide lose. The St. John Riptide are going to be the ones at risk with a loss. So they got to win this game. So they are probably saying, get your heads together, close up that perimeter. Basically, don't let yourself become all scattered around to where it sets up the shots on the outside or for the inside drive on the penetration. You got to close this down right now. This is the quarter where you can come out on top. Get this together. You can't lose 1 quarter and then win 3 with the way it's gone with this road trip for the Riptide. They've had it happen twice. They can't afford to have it happen 3 times in a row or else they're going to lose 3 games straight.
Bill Jones, he knows a way to get through the second half, but once again, the Windsor Express has one of those problems, is just finishing off stronger the second half. What are some of the game plans you got to revolt to should the Riptide do come back here in the second half?
I think some of the game plans right now is for the Express side, for sure. Try and continue to get this defense scattered up because you know right now a lot of it's been zone defense right now. But the man-to-man, it's caused a little bit of fits. You have some good defensive pressure for guys like Wormley. So I think get prepared maybe for a bit more of a man-to-man, so to speak, with a double team coming on the perimeter potentially. Get prepared for that, so to speak. And then try and basically get more isolation maybe if need be, if it gets to that point. Otherwise, go to what works. The 3-point has been working. 3-pointers have been working. Penetration drive has been working. Keep that up. Maybe you'll get Braylon Rayson some more playing time in the 3rd quarter, or especially to seal things off. Just a lot of game planning probably going on down right now for Coach Jones as the counter.
And pretty much anybody that's been on the court for the Windsor Express so far has been doing wonders. We talked about Sefton Barrett. He had a little bit of his miscues in the last few games. He's stirring up wonders so far, picked up a steal and 2 points, so that's a positive side. In addition to that, like you said, Braylon Rayson, if he gets more minutes, he could be more effective, especially if he's driving down the lane against the Riptide's big boys. So that's the story right here, 58-47 at the half for the Riptide. We'll go quickly to the out-of-town scores here. Another game going on, the Island Storm and the Niagara River Lions. They're at halftime too. Island Storm showing no slack at all. They're up to 49-47 against the River Lions. So the Island Storm might be on pursuit of a 7-game winning streak. But once again, this is a River Lions team. Not only clinched the playoff spot, but they got a lot of strong players that could really finish it off in the second half too.
Yeah, they have a lot of strong players indeed, and we've seen that in Windsor. They have Carl Hall, of course, coming. He came off the bench here in Windsor and scored 28 points, mind you, who basically destroying the team on the inside, which is why we said improve play on the inside on the defensive side. Plus, you have guys like Franklin Session that can step it up. You have a lot of players on that Island Storm roster who are going to lead you to the promised land right now. Coach Kendrick probably is right now excited as can be with the squad right now because it is a season-high winning streak at the right time, at the right moment, and they need to keep it up right now in what could be a close battle to keep that final spot and to lock themselves into the Atlantic Division playoffs.
And the one thing to mention too, this is Carl Hall's homecoming because remember his former team was the River Lions. We have no live stats at the moment, but I would assume he's putting a monstrous game coming off the bench.
Yeah, Carl Hall has appeared in the past 2 games, of course. In both of those games, he's improved. He improved from one game to the next. First game, bit of a struggle here and there, still with about 23 minutes at 19 points. Then have the monster game against the Windsor Express down here. And I think when you're thinking about the player's psyche, you are playing against a former team right now. Right now, I think your thought process is destroy them. Try and put a statement saying, you had me here, now I'm in this jersey. This is what it's like to play against me here. That's probably the mindset of a guy like Carl Hall right now that wants to put up monstrous numbers tonight. It should be that similar case right now in the River Lions, against the River Lions.
And the Meridian Center either in goosebumps or either enjoying themselves right now. Either way, that's a 2-point game over there. Might be going down to the wire. We're going to have to find out between these two clubs. But at the half, once again, Windsor Express up to 11. 58-47 is the score. We'll return in just a few matter of moments for the second half here from Windsor, Ontario. You're watching the NBLC on Knoxstrom TV. All right, just about to get things underway here in the second half. Windsor Express 58, St. John Riptide 47, as we welcome you back here for more NBL Canada coverage here on Knoxstrom TV. Aaron and Justin on the call for you, and I think you hit it right on the head, JP. When it comes to both of these teams are closing out here in the second half, defense got to improve. If it's not on one team, it has to be on both clubs, because considering how things might go, it might come down to the wire like it did at the Harbor Station a few months ago. Yeah,
exactly, because if you're Windsor, if you let St. John in, it's going to be an absolute morale blower, really, because that's what happened against the Island Storm. They got up to about double digits in that matchup, and then let the Island Storm back in to win, and then went on to lose the game, of course. So they can't afford to do that. The Riptide, probably the same mindset here, where if you don't lock down this defense, you're going to be blown out the building within the next few minutes. So if you're the coaching staff right now, you're screaming at them, get the defense together, and then produce on the offensive end, or else you're out of the building.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more on that, because it's going to be a close game regardless. The Windsor Express, they already secured their playoff spot. They are in third place for the time being. If they lose, they'll be at exactly 500, and that's something they don't want to get at, considering how they have worked themselves out since mid-February, since the transaction deadline. The St. John Riptide, on the other hand, they don't want to go and lose 3 in a row as well, because they are a real good team, and they are right in the driver's seat when it comes to playing in the NBL Canada playoffs. Third quarter underway here from the WFCU Center. Here's Harris right on over. The regular starting lineup is in for the Express. Harris works his way through the room, through the traffic, misses the shot, puts it back in for the reverse, no good. Rebound by Ahmed.
Yeah, nice defensive start there, trying to back the offense into a corner for the Express and trap them down low. That's exactly what happened, having to force Harris to put up a shot.
Here's Isom again. He was red hot in the first half, couldn't convert on his first shot here in the third. Just underway here in the second half, 11:16 remaining. Frazier looking for a pick, defers it right on over to Keith. Now Harris will go to work from around 10, spins it up and in.
A nice bucket right there for Demontre Harris, that time getting it to go. Double team just didn't come quick enough on Harris that time.
Double team applied by the Express while you mentioned that. Cross court pass over to Wormley. Crosses is over, gets flustered, loose ball on the ground, retains possession. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Wormley. Right inside, shot's no good for Morty. But Ali Ahmed gets the ball back and puts it in.
Good second chance there, but you've seen that being sent by Wormley, where, again, tried to get it, the defenders falling towards him, and I think we got a foul on the floor.
And we do, an immediate whistle. And once again, defense really is the name of the game. Less than 2 minutes in here, so quick foul right there. That'll be on the Riptide.
St. John technical foul, number 35, Ali Ahmed.
Ali Ahmed with the technical foul.
Yeah, gotta compose yourself. Now he's in definite foul trouble for this one. Huge loss there with the technical too, so gotta keep yourself composed there.
Nelson Taroba doing all he can to compose Ahmed, trying to calm things down for him, because once again, without him, you really gotta rely onto your bench. But you know what, at the same time, that could be good for the Riptide, because Taquan Gord is on the floor right now, and we all seen how he's been doing lately. A big advocator when it comes to second chance points, so they might lean off of him when Ahmed is out for the present time. 16 on the shot clock. Otley Jr. with the ball. Loses control. No correction, that's Keith. Misses the shot regardless. Miller gets the baseball pass, but throws it over to Isom. Once again, Marek Isom just taking care of business from one end of the court to another.
And another beautiful play here, another beautiful play developing.
Basket weave pass results into a pass to Jones. And now here's Frazier racing to the hoop inside Harris. Almost got it home. Misses the parking lot, but slams it home. This time it dunks through the coffee.
Yeah, that was just about a broken play there because Windsor did it again, trying to spread around that defense. Went back inside, but with the second chance for Harris, getting it to go.
Quick three, Morty, yes. So the Riptide not going away here. The lead is 3 squared. That's 9 for the mathematics at home. Logan Stutz makes another 3, so do 63 plus 3, it's 66 to 54.
Yeah, a nice pass down low. You see him running to under the basket to try and spread that off of Stutz. And again, Frazier able to break up that nice pass from Wormley.
Yeah, because if Wormley was able to get that pass to go, it would have gone to Taquan Gordon. That's not one of those guys you really want to get their hands on the ball. So quick inbounds pass with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Morty takes his time, misses the 3, and right like that, Jack Keith with a rebound. 66-54, exactly 9 minutes to go in the third. The shot no good. Shaq fires it up. No good either. Third chance thwarted away by the Riptide. Here they come again. Mismatch right now, 2-on-3, but everybody goes back to full strength. Morty all by himself for the 3.
Yeah, just that time the defense backing off a little bit, watching what was going on behind him, just pulls up, drains the 3. Just simple as that.
Frazier down at the wing, drives inside with 10 on the shot clock, drives through the force with the force and a beauty.
Under attack, Jack Frazier.
Yeah,
And once again, possibly a delay of game here at JP.
yeah, delay a game warning here, I believe, in fact. So yeah, got to make sure you get the plays off quickly like that. Still 8:20 to go here in this third quarter here, Aaron. So a lot of playing time to go, especially in what is a very close game, 68-57.
DeMontre Harris comes out, Kevin Loisel comes in. Gord all the way to the basket, gets the foul, he's going to shoot 2.
Yeah, that time he's seen who was on him for the defense, just sprinted towards the basket, got the pass, trying to throw it down there, but that time, too much of contact there, he'll still get a chance to go to the charity stripe for 2.
And once again, Taquan Gord, one of those up-and-coming players for the St. John Riptide. And I bet you 10-1, JP, we're going to see him starting out in the final few games of the season because he is just tremendous, especially with the arsenal he has obtained during his time down at St. John's.
Yeah, that is for sure. As you mentioned, somebody good on the second chances, good with really good rebounder, in fact, and a really good scorer, especially when he gets his own misses back. So somebody that can really help win this game and for the rest of this season here as the foul's called.
Another foul. Kevin Loisel drives down to the 10. So it looks like that will be a shooting foul, and with that, he will go to the line. Taquan Gord will be picking up the foul, only his first, and the second team foul for the Riptide, as Kevin Loisel makes the first free throw. Different free throw story from what we were accustomed to this past Wednesday night, JP. We could see the Express becoming more confident, and if I remember correctly, based off a quick news video by Bob Belichico, Bill Jones just simply explained the loss as 11-day layaway, so they were a little bit too comfortable. But now that they're playing 3 games in 4 days, there's no chance to relax. They got to stay on the ball.
Yeah, I've seen that same clip, I should say. That's the foul's called on the push for the Express. But again, he said it basically the best, where he felt not being able to play at game speed during those 11 days in practice is what really cost them in that game, in his opinion. Because it takes a little while, a few days, to get used to that tempo here. Now, after that game with the Island Storm, they are getting used to being back at that tempo after the long way away, which positive is lots of time for practice, negative is lots of time, not a lot of time to get the pace together.
And the pace is on cue as Maurice Jones snags down the DB. He goes right on over the Stutz, gets the pump fake. That's one of his sweet spots and one of his niches, getting the pump fake and go right off. But Jones get the ball back, 10 on the shot clock, 7:05 to go in the third quarter. Frazier looking to drive, looking for room on the left side, goes right, and they'll count the basket. Continuation.
Yeah, you seen there the play really breaking down where I think there was a little bit, no one really setting a pick there, so they went to Frazier, who is known, of course, to set those kind of drives up for the penetration. Ends up taking it to the bucket, getting the whistle, as you've seen, for that continuation. A smart play, knowing it was really starting to break down. It could have been a missed opportunity. Missed free throw, though. And
a missed free throw, once again a rarity for the Express, but they are still up 13, 72-59 with 6:50 to go in the third quarter. Wormley alley-oop inside to Gord. And once again, those are one of those guys you do not want to punch gravity right in the face like that alley-oop.
Yeah, that one, just a ferocious one, really. Just seeing the opportunity, just lobbed it up, set it up on a platter for the nice slam dunk. Loisel, though, misses the three.
Wide open look for Loisel. That's a good shot choice, but once again, with the Riptide guarding right down in the paint, not a good decision. 15 on the shot clock. Eastham downtown, no good. Once again, we want to remind the viewers that this is LaSalle night here for the Windsor Express. We'll have a quick foul. But yeah, once again, as far as the shooting display goes, even though it's LaSalle night, JP, they're shooting from Lakeshore, from Chatham-Kent. It's been good so far, but once again, Riptide holding back.
Yeah, this is exactly what I was saying there, where the Riptide needed strong defense to keep themselves together, and they're having the offense to respond on top of that to boot. So this is what they needed for the start of this third quarter, especially the first half of this quarter. Exactly what they needed to do, and it's another tough defense to crack through it inside.
And you know who was on that immediately? Taquan Gord. So no question about it, he's having a good game, but Loisel's sitting down. I think he tweaked something here. He tweaked something, so it looks to be a quick timeout.
In the game for St. John.
Yeah, somebody, for Eric Parker at least, somebody that's been gaining more and more minutes as the time goes on. Definitely going to be checked up by the training staff. And as somebody, Loisel, I should say, with that. Kevin Loisel was the one being walked towards the bench, where Loisel picked up during the transaction deadline. I should say, it's the Windsor's final transaction. Bring it back into the system, and this is a bad inbound.
Quick steal, Wormley up and in. Quick ice cream scoop there. That was an ill-advised pass by the Express, but if there's one thing that Horace Wormley is good for, staying on the ball in the defense, even though it isn't his man.
Yeah, right now, that was a beautiful play. Seeing the inbound going way long, and Keith with a nice cut penetration inside.
Another reverse ice cream scoop for Shaq Keith. Gives his team an 11-point lead with 5:36 to go in the third. Redpath into the game, right on over to Gord. Had a good third quarter. Still having a good one. Fall away, Jay, no good. Rebound by Jones as he shoves off Gord. And he'll drive down to the basket, gets the foul. And that was a close block by Gord. Once again, Jones got him off the dribble, but he chases down. And now Gord is down as well, but he'll get up again. And a quick timeout is called here. Bill Jones will talk it over on this possession. 11-point game for the Windsor Express over the St. John Riptide. Welcome back to Windsor. 11-point game for the Express. They'll have possession, but now it's a matter of making wise passes, and on the other hand, they got to step up the defense here, JP, because Taquan Gord is becoming a monster for the Riptide.
Yeah, right now, Gord, especially again on second chances, even on his own misses, battling for rebounds on the offensive end to get the putbacks in. They got to find a way to box him out, make sure they are prepared, and based on the way he's trying to get his offensive rebounds, keep him out of the offensive strategy whatsoever for the Riptide side right now. Because right now, we were discussing this just before we came back, Windsor usually has weak third quarters for them. And right now, with the way this is going, this is going to let the Riptide right back on in if they keep on trading bucket after bucket right now.
This is Maurice Jones at the line. He knocks down the first. Once again, the Windsor Express becoming more confident in shooting, not only from outside and inside, but from the foul line as he knocks down both of them.
Yeah, definitely getting more and more confident on the outside. This season his scoring went up after his rookie season campaign, as well as keeping up that strong assist totals he has been getting from the Express. One of their strong players for sure.
Quick jump shot on the fall back down is Jones, and the Express are on the move. Jones one-on-one against Wormley.
3-2 zone here too. This is gonna...
Studs, quick pass into Keith. Down to 9 on the shot clock. One-on-one against Miller. Drives inside to the 10. Off blocked by Miller. And here comes the Riptide yet again. Once again, they're not going away. Gord, and a beauty to Quan Gord, taking over this game and putting the Riptide back. Now they trail by a single digit, 9 points.
Yeah, that was really set up there by the block on the other end of the floor. Almost let Stutz open, but Nenard's still here.
Quick steal by the Riptide. Quick correction. 11-point game for the Riptide. They're not down to single digits yet, but they keep this game going. They will be to single digits as Malcolm Miller proves me right. Three-pointer by Malcolm Miller.
Yeah, right now that defense is starting to get more intense right now. 14 turnovers.
And here's Rayson down on the right side over the Stutz. Pops the three, but he stepped on the line. So open opportunities for the Riptide.
Yeah, the turnovers are starting to pile up on the Windsor side, as well as the blocks for the Riptides. So right now, they got to get themselves smarter plays. They're already bringing Sefton Barrett right now to close that up on the defensive side, seeing that 5-point spurt right now. So it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do with Miller now being the one he's guarding.
Morty with the ball, fights through Jones. Right on outside. Ball handling down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot is no good. Rebound by Keith. And another foul right before Keith passes the timeline.
Yeah, if that goes against the Riptide, this is already going to be, I believe, their 6th team foul of the quarter here. So they got to clean up those fouls too. But again, Windsor has been trying to draw that contact for a lot of these plays and battling for the ball for both sides, really.
It will be a foul on the Riptide and on the Express, a double foul.
Okay, okay.
So 15 on the shot clock. The referees want to regain composure here in this game. As we are approaching 10 seconds on the shot clock, shout Keith along two, no good. Here comes the Riptide yet again. Miller downtown. Malcolm Miller really pulling through for the Riptide. It's a team effort as they are now within 5 with 3 minutes to go.
Beautiful transition play up the floor. Handling the ball, avoiding the steal attempts, and then just shuffling it to Miller, who was open.
And a quick shuffle for the Express equals a Keith miss. They fight for the ball, and Taquan Gord secures the board. What an exhibition he's been having so far. Red path, open threes. That is short. On the rebound is Gord. He gets fouled. He's going to the line. Nelson Taroba's got to like the effort from this team so far.
Yeah, this has been a tremendous comeback here from down 11, 12 points, 13, I should say, for much of this game. They've been keeping themselves in it here for much of the third quarter. Now they're chomping at the bit, closing up, knowing that they are starting to cause fits for the Windsor Express.
It looks like one of the referees gave a certain player on both sides a warning. Of course, the next time they chomp at the bit, that would either result as a technical foul or an ejection, and neither team wants that, considering both of them have been red hot here tonight. Taquan Gord knocks down the first free throw. They are now within 4 with 2:36 remaining in this third quarter. And Taquan Gord splits the pair, and now Jones has the ball.
Yeah, Riptide were prepared for that second miss, already having a third defender down the floor.
Parker up inside, blocked by Gord. Once again, Taquan Gord, the underdog of the St. John Riptide. He's just really cementing his status here.
Yeah, and the shocking thing in terms of how many blocks he's had tonight, he came into tonight just averaging less than half a game. So he is definitely helping with the blocks for this one for sure. Putting on an absolute block party and causing Windsor's offense.
Jones from downtown pulls through for the Express. Now it's 79-72.
And shots like that, or by the Riptide defense, have been in and fits themselves for many times on the outside. Again, falling back, getting it over the defenders for the bucket.
Redpath almost lost control of it into Miller. Miller tight ropes the sideline right on over. 2 passes in, it's Redpath. Miller again for the 3, gets it to go. Malcolm Miller unconscious from beyond the arc, and it's a 4-point game.
And this is kind of one of those kind of games where you say, get defense, don't allow those triples. Again, the triples are falling for both sides.
Here's the J by Frazier from the top of the key. We're going to be in for a doozy of a ball game here.
The way this one's going, that's for sure, Aaron.
Absolutely. 81-75. Morty, the Euro, the no-go. Barrett with the rebound, having a good game and a quick foul. That's going to be on Gord. But one thing to take away from this, JP, either way, that could have been a foul on either team, because I seen Sefton Barrett with a little forearm shiver.
Yeah, that was the fight, of course, to get that board already, sending Barrett to the line, in fact. But again, that's why they brought in Barrett, I think, for the substitutions, to get that hustle on for not just the rebounds, of course, but for the defense in general. And of course, look at some of the players they have on the floor and the pieces they're bringing in. Right now, the Riptide have already bringing Miller in after making his couple triples in the past few minutes. They're trying to counter right now for a guy like Braylon Rayson, who is on the floor. This is a 3-guard lineup that the Riptide have to deal with. They're already preparing for what could be Windsor's attempt to get back to double digits before the end of the quarter.
Sefton Barrett misses the first, misses the second. As a quick rebound is dragged right down by the Riptide. 70 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. A quick drive to the basket and a foul, and that's one thing that Nelson Taroba needs. It's those points. Even if they're just 1 point, 2 point, or 3 points, they need those baskets to go because they are really taking over the third quarter.
Yeah, right now that is for sure. And it helps when you have the missed free throws. I want to go back to on the other end again. That was the issue the last game for the Express, where an 0-4 stretch really started the funeral music, so to speak, for the Express against the Island Storm in that matchup. They cannot have that happen again, or else it's going to be an absolutely flipped script in the fourth quarter.
For what could have been a 6-point loss resulted to a 13-point game as Rayson gets the J to go on the fall away. So 2-possession game yet again. 83-77 is the score here. Redpath on the handoff to Morty. Morty, pass inside to Gord, thwarted away by the Express. Here they come with numbers, 3-on-2. Rayson inside the dish to Frazier. Side ropes the sideline, gets it to the hoop.
Beautiful stop on a dime to be able to keep that alive instead of running out across the baseline. Just able to pivot himself on the pivot foot, go in for the layup, gets it to an 8-point game.
Shot clock, game clock completely identical, down to 10. Here's Morty. Switches off the screen. Cross-court pass right on over, down to 3 seconds. Block. And a quick foul, a late foul, but yet again, the Riptide gets bailed out here. 1.5 remaining.
Yeah, send him to the line with a second and a half to go, of course. That's going to be on Chad Frazier. He's got his third on that, but that almost looked like it was direct steal by the Express from the angle I seen. But lucky break for the Riptide here to bring this potentially to 6.
85-77 is a score, 2.5 to go. Once again, things are going all right for the Riptide. It's just a bad break for the Express.
Yeah, you see the substitution they brought in, and I think that's why. They're prepared for what could be an 0-for-2 trip of the line, having to get a putback here. Watch this being Nadeno battling for this putback.
Misses it. Sefton Barrett will hold the ball wisely, and that closes out the third quarter. 85-77 is the score here from the WFCU Center. We'll be back for the fourth quarter action here from the WFCU Center right after this message and a word from Knoxstrom TV. Closing time at the WFCU Center, 85-77 is the score. We're about to get things underway here in the fourth quarter. We welcome you back here on Knoxstrom TV. JP, the Riptide, they may be trailing now, but once again, they remain the chomp at the bit. Mainly one of the reasons why is Malcolm Miller. He's becoming a tease to the Windsor Express defense.
Yeah, they've been leaving triple after triple open for him, especially in the last few minutes of this quarter. They got to be prepared for that. They brought in Barrett to try and counter him. He still made a couple shots with Barrett on the floor. So they got to get things prepared. One thing that's a positive for them is Miller's not on the floor to start with this fourth quarter, so they don't have that to worry about. Right now, I think the Riptide strategy, try and shut down the interior completely because they got a large ball lineup, 3 big men, along with 2 guards.
Let me alert the viewers right now who are on the lineup for the Riptide right now. Aaron Redpath, in addition, Mariak Isom returns. Joel Nadondo is in there too. In addition to that, we see Kenny Otenyo. And rounding out the 5 is the guy that has the ball right now, Jeremiah Morty. Morty on the drive and traveling. On the lineup for the Express right now, Braylon Rayson, Eric Parker, Sefton Barrett, Maurice Jones, and Chad Frazier. So once again, the Riptide have the advantage in terms of size, but will it work out for them? Because the Windsor Express, they got a shifty lineup here too. Rayson with the ball. Jones driving right down inside the Parker, gets the foul.
Yeah, there was no way that Parker would have been able to cut through that with too much traffic in there, where it was just way too difficult. Smart play, though, to still draw the contact with that already to the free throw line in just a matter of 28 seconds.
Eric Parker at the line, knocks down the first free throw. Well-seasoned veteran for the red and black here. So he's accustomed to changing into one system into another under one of the celebrated coaches here in the league's history, Bill Jones, as it's now a 10-point game.
Yeah, somebody that's been getting more and more of a bigger role as the season has gone on.
Quick steal, loose ball, Riptide retain it. And it goes into the hands of Otenyo, but gets fouled in the process. So a little bit of a football play there. But the Riptide prevailed, and it looks to be 2nd down and 10 from here.
Yeah, on Frazier on that one. Now got to make sure you execute on 2nd down to make sure you get it past the chains. And
they do, a turnover.
Yeah. Yep. That's what you call stopping them in the backfield, basically, I guess you could say. But in all seriousness, just able to draw the foul right on back. Morty caught for his third on that, so both sides really trading some quick fouls in the first minute already.
So the Express make amends on the previous play. 16 on the shot clock. Rayson drives inside, misses it. The putback is no good for Parker, but nonetheless going into the eye of the Hurricane, and he's off to the line to shoot a pair of free throws.
Yeah, Parker already to the second straight time. Kind of wondering if this is what they might want Windsor to do here, is to have Parker be more of an offensive focus instead of having Rayson or Frazier or Jones tee things off. And I think that's already why that I think as soon as they bring the free throw, after the free throws, they're going to bring DeMontre Harris back in to try and add some more intensity, so to speak, on the offensive side inside.
That is true thing right there. Eric Parker off to the line once again. Same result. 88-77 is the score. 10:58 remaining in this one.
And here's one thing to note too. Miller, of course, is back into the game. So Frazier, he's got to make sure he's prepared for anything that might draw him off of Miller for a corner triple. And
also to mention too, Ali Ahmed is back into the game. Remember, he picked up a technical, one more foul like that, and he's gone. And a quick foul by Maurice Jones. No, wait a minute. They're going to be possessioning Express ball. Offensive foul.
Is that a foul?
I'm confused at that because the referees are pointing to the Express. It looked to me that Maurice Jones swiped the ball. I thought it was a foul on him.
I don't know if it was a foul at all. He might have stepped on the baseline on the inbound play.
That's a cardinal sin right there.
Yeah, absolute misexecution, not knowing where your feet are when getting the quick inbound.
The Riptide don't need sins like that, but Frazier misses the shot, and it will stay the Riptide ball. That time, that ball went out of bounds.
Yeah, this is getting a little interesting to start off already. I think they're already trying to draw up a play, set this on up down in the little post.
Ice him inside to Ahmed. Hair's all up. The shot is good. Ali Ahmed immediately onto the court, providing his good presence and cadence. Cuts the lead to 10.
Yeah, and the coaching staff wanted that to be the play. They've seen the mismatch, and now an error one.
Jones from downtown, 92-79. And here is Wormley. The pass inside to Redpath, stripped away by DeMontre Harris. Fancy that. All the way to the court for Barrett. Gets Butterfingers. It'll go the other way.
Almost a picturesque play right there on the steal. But just Harris was right there. He had a mismatch with Redpath, but still was able to tap it away after Redpath got the pass. He was able to notice that. That he was having a slight difficulty trying to handle that. Redpath's already to the bench after that turnover as well. As now, still 13-point game.
Full court pressure being applied by the Express. Morty comes into the game and immediately gets us the ball. Morty driving off Ahmed's pick. Racing to the hoop. Misses the shot. And here comes the Express once again. Jones through 3 defenders. Misses it off the glass. And immediately the Riptide are back in motion. Miller from downtown. Where do you hear that from? But nonetheless, they miss it.
Yeah, again, tried to shuffle it up on the floor, up the floor on the transition to Miller, but that time just couldn't get it to connect. Just about an inch or two from the right to the right side of the hoop.
Frazier on the right side of your screen, down to 6 on the shot clock, down to 5, fires it, makes a wish, comes true! Chad Frazier expands the lead to 16.
That was an absolutely nice spin to get the separation. That we see that usually on his plays inside, that time making it work outside, and another beautiful play on the outside for Wormley.
Horace Wormley gets the shot to go, and now it's back to 13. 95-82 with less than 9 minutes to go. Maurice down at the center. Tries a drive, fires a 3 instead. Got it to go! Maurice Jones the general in charge, gets another 3 to go.
Yeah, another 3 again. This has been the Viceroy on the defensive side for the Riptide, unable to stop that.
Ahmed kisses it off the glass, however. So once again, you got to go back to those defensive vices and tighten it up. Here's Rayson down the lane. Step back 3. Can you say unbelievable? Unconscious from the 3-point line. The Windsor Express break the century mark in a quick timeout by Nelson Taroba.
Much needed timeout there. Again, leaving them open for the triple. No one there. Counts as a 2, of course, with a foot on the line, but this has gone from what was an 8-point game a few minutes ago to a 100-84 rout on the home floor for the Express.
Quick timeout for the Riptide. We're coming back right after this. All right, 184 is the score. We welcome you back here on Knoxstrom TV. The Windsor Express just busting the gate right open, and in a way is demolishing it from beyond the arc, which has been the Riptide's vice, JP. There's nobody to contest the shots from beyond the arc.
Yeah, just nobody really there. They've tried everything. They've tried basically leaving the paint open inside. They tried to make it where they have things set up, but it's just they just have struggled with that all night. Whether it's the matchups or the defensive schemes, I'm not exactly sure what to really say with that. For that last play with Braylon Rayson right before the timeout, you had Ali Ahmed on him, for crying out loud. So it's about making smart defensive plays for them, and tonight, on top of just the luck that's been going on with the players able to just fade away to get enough separation from the defense to make it not as contested, it's been an absolute challenge for the Riptide.
Windsor Express in the 2-3 zone into Ahmed. Ahmed with the fake, doesn't work out for Keith, fires it with the jump hook, it goes.
Another nice little jump hook here. They need a lot of those, though, to come back at this point. They still have enough time, 7:45 to go.
Never say never, says the Riptide. 7:40 to go in the fourth. Barrett, downtown. Sefton Barrett also into the three-point range.
Yeah, again, the defense just putting a Houdini act just like that.
And another Houdini act, this time on the Riptide side. Horace Wormley with the scoop. Spin move by Rayson gets flustered, and the Riptide get the ball back thanks to Isom. Breakaway for Wormley inside Ahmed, a beauty pass. That is beautiful.
Yeah, he's seen the bigger defender in Barrett right on behind him and seen the trailer coming up, passed it right on behind. That takes a lot of skill to make that work with the defender there too, to make sure it doesn't bounce off them. And now we got a bit of a tie-up.
Double team pressure by the Riptide, and we're going to have a little bit of the meeting of the mouths here, JP. Jeremiah Morty and Chad Frazier exchanging what I don't believe is pleasantries, but cooler heads will prevail.
Yeah, well, that was a simple textbook reach-in, though, basically trying to squeeze towards the ball, and I don't know if it was the positioning of where the hand, I don't know.
The bottom line is it's just a quagmire.
Yeah.
Quick strip from the ball. This time Wormley doesn't get his just desserts. He gets a foul. He wanted to steal, but he was right behind. Once again, hand getting caught in the cookie jar.
Yeah, already 5 fouls, and we're not even halfway through the quarter now. So the Riptide have to take a deep breath, stop with the frustration fouls to try and get steals, and just body up, so to speak.
Keith down inside, right on out, 2 passes in. It's Harris, gets the shove off, slams it home, and they will not call it. They will not count it. I agree with that 100%. He got the shove off, so luckily the referees got it on time, or else we would have got it. But that would have been a fantastic throwdown.
Yeah, it would, and plus it was in the restricted zone on top of that. So textbook offensive foul on that one. And I believe that's his 4th as well. The fans, they may not agree, but that was the right call.
For the fans watching, tuning into the live chat, the fans may be booing, but that's the right call. What a block by Barrett, but they're going to count it. 2 more points for the Riptide as they begin to chip away in this lead.
Yep, that time the goaltend, but try to get it while hoping it was bouncing off the cylinder, because you can get a block like that as it bounces off the cylinder and out of the hoop. But that time, it was still up in the air. Textbook goaltend that time.
Quick pick from Barrett. He gets the ball right outside to Keith. Keith goes in, out to Barrett. Barrett fires a 3 from the corner. Got it! Sefton Barrett redeems himself from the goaltend, and at the other end, knocks down the triple. 106-92 with 6:05 remaining. Breakaway from Miller. He gets the ball. Pass to Ahmed, thwarted away. Braylon racing with the steal. So now the Express are slowing things down, which I think would be the good idea because the Riptide are in a la 1-4 zone. It gets breakdown easily. Quick pass inside to Harris. Harris works his way to the basket. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, now this is the chance, really. The Express have to make both of these. Of course, you had Parker will go 4 for 4 from the line already. Now Harris, he's got to drain this because this could be where the momentum keeps on up or it falls off the railroad tracks.
And Harris' shot does not go on that one. So once again, free throws being a crucial asset in the game of basketball. So the kids watching at home, practice your free throws, practice everything, because it isn't about the jelly layups or any of that. It's down to the basics as Horace Wormley gets the ball. Horace passes the red path, gets the 3 to go. Wide open, might I add.
Yeah, no one there, just got the defensive rebound, of course, off that, and notice no one was there for the defense. They were hoping it was a 1 for 2 at the lines. Tried that trip that time, I believe, and just set it up for the nice transition offensive bucket.
Grayson gets the ball back, goes inside through the foul line outside. Barrett misses the 3. Wormley with the rebound. Right on over, and a block, and that's going to be a foul on Barrett. He was right behind him, number 1, but I guess a little too much hands on the flesh of Merrick Isom.
Yeah.
And the Boo Birds are coming into effect again, JP.
That is a close call. Well, I'm going to have to see the replay to make sure of that one. But regardless, you have to play with the hand dealt with. Barrett has to go to the bench with that foul too, I believe. And will, in fact, with Shaquille Keith going to come back on in.
Yes, that's true. So the Express once again showing the tenacity on the defensive end, but it was a little bit too much muster to pull off as Merrick Isom goes to the line, knocks down the first free throw. A busy week for the Windsor Express and a busy week for us here on Knockstrom TV. Yesterday we were in London in what will go down as one of the finest games in NBL Canada history. Cape Breton pulled through with a 3-point win over London last night. And then the night before, we were here where the Island Storm took care of business here. The Express, they got their work cut out for them this weekend. Here's Stutz. Stutz on over to Frazier. Trying to drive, he does, goes off the right side. 4 on the shot clock, over to Keith. Jones, he's got to fire it, and he does, fires it, misses the shot. Rebound by Harris, and he finally gets the board. Here's Jones. Chad to the basket, the teardrop.
Yeah, that time backing off because they know the next foul sends Windsor into the bonus. Didn't want to risk putting them to the line for the next 4.5 minutes.
Double team by the Express down at the sideline. Wormley breaks through all of that. Miller fires it for the 3, got it to go. Malcolm Miller once again untouchable from beyond the arc as it's a 108-100 lead with 4 minutes to go in the fourth.
Yeah, that pass came a little bit quicker than Miller expected, able to keep the fingertips on it and keep the pivot foot down to be able to put it up for the triple.
8 on the shot clock, Frazier. Right inside, right back out to Keith. Down to 4 on the shot clock. 1-on-1 against Miller. He's got to throw it somehow, but he got shoved out of bounds. It'll stay the express ball with 1 second on the shot clock.
Yeah, this has to be maybe an alley-oop play. No, I believe. Yeah, they're going to call this a foul, in fact.
And with that, that will put the Riptide over the limit, and Shaq Keith will take care of business at the free throw line.
And if it's on who I thought it was, I think that's already a 5th foul for I believe it was Ahmed. Correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Sound like it was on the PA system. So we'll go with the words of Mark Knight. Shaq Keith misses a second. Rebound by Stutz. The Express will deal with a full 24. Keith with the ball again. Stutz backs down. Keith on the drive. Right on over to Frazier. Frazier misses the 3 from the top. And the Riptide gets the board down. They're in the driver's seat, so to say. They're down 9. Ahmed 1-on-1 against Stutz. Gets double teamed, takes care of it, goes inside to the basket, gets fouled in the process.
Yeah, and I think this is nerve-wracking time at this point, say the least. Basically, if you go to the line and miss 2 of these free throws here, you might start having to bring out the forks and the knives, so to speak. So, gotta make sure you at least make 1 for 2 to at least go on pace with the Express right now. That's for sure.
The Riptide are in pursuit of a win. They need one desperately if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive, A, and secure a position in 3rd place, B. They lost their first 2 games in Ontario. Tuesday against the River Lions by 10. Wednesday against the KW Titans by 11. And now they are in the driver's seat, down 8 with 3:18 remaining in this game.
Yeah, right now they just got to keep the composure and start slowing down the tempo. If they don't slow it down now, it might be after the 3-minute mark.
Pump fake by Stutz, goes inside to drive, misses it, but luckily he gets bailed out with a foul. Me oh my, if Logan Stutz would have went airborne on that one, that would have been the play of the week.
Yeah, Miller caught for his third on that, but seeing the opportunity with no one inside the paint, decided with the smart play really, see if the defender bites. If he doesn't fight, maybe try and dribble it and then pull up. That time, he bit, ends up getting the contact on the drive in.
Ali Ahmed with the foul, and once again, he uses his body, especially his upper body, to the advantage offensively, but defensively, that stirs up a lot of fits, because now, with him in foul trouble, they'll have to think wisely when it comes to the defense now. 111 to 101.
Here's the thing, too. Ahmed, of course, had been in foul trouble. Now he's having to be on the bench possibly with the 6 right now.
Red path for the 3 off the top. And Racing slows things down. They know how serious this moment is. 2:44 remaining. Keith driving inside with the fire and the bucket. Count it. He'll go to the line for the and one.
Well, that might be your dagger there, because beautiful play and smart play. Something we've seen from Keith a lot of different times, the ability to have acrobatic plays like that when needed. That time, right on cue, ends up giving the Express a double-digit lead, even more so by 13.
Ali Ahmed comes back in with extreme discretion and caution under the leadership of Nelson Taroba. 114 to 101 is the score with 2:38 remaining. Riptide, they're looking for the highest quality shot possible as Maurice Jones will meet Horace Wormley before the timeline. Wormley, easy deuce, but he thwarts it, misses it. Ali Ahmed picks it up, gets the foul, gets 2 more points, and he'll go to the line for the 3-point play.
I think that makes a lot more sense with why they brought him out there. They see him, I think, maybe for more offense than defense at this point. Able to to get the offensive rebound in case that missed. So a smart substitution there really to bring him back onto the floor, even with the risk. Be able to set up for the offensive rebound. Now, chance to bring it back to 10.
Ahmed knocks down the free throw. That's a 3-point play, and it is a 10-point game with 2:26 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, Taroba trying to make that substitution and bring him back out. Didn't get it quick enough.
Keith to the basket, loses control. Here comes Morty, up, and no good. And the Riptide, once again, are going to go to the line. So, once again, it's the contact that the Riptide have been connecting with that's been able to get them back into this game. No lead is safe.
No lead safe right now. And this coaching strategy, you're seeing it right now. Already going with the chess match. Bring offense and it's out defense in. Already bringing back in Gord again. Knowing he's been able to have some strong defensive plays. Putting his confidence in them. Time to get it though at the strike.
Ali Ahmed once again out. Shot is missed by Morty. So 2:14 to go. As indicated in the last two games for the Riptide, they made it a close competition during their trek in Ontario. They want to pull through with a victory before they go to Halifax on Sunday night. And Morty misses both free throws.
And that could be one of the final daggers here. Just got to take advantage of this offense now, the Express.
Jones all the way to the basket, passes right over the studs. Racing for the three, yes! Raylan Racing knocks down the three. And that might do it here. 117 to 114 is the score. And the referees issue a stoppage of play.
Yeah, that might seal it up. It has been the main talking point tonight. The Express and their ability to just burn the mesh. It has just been... The Riptide have just absolutely struggled to contend with that at this point tonight. And again, you're seeing exactly why it is at this point. They're still down 13, but they're going to need perfect execution from here. You're already seeing the X's and O's being brought up from Coach Taroba right now, trying to bring in, again, a different player for this offensive set.
Isom and Ahmed comes back into the game. Isom thought he got fouled, gets the no call. DeMontre Harris is also in for the Express. 1:42 to go.
And it looks like they're waiting until the 10 seconds on the shot clock per Coach Jones's orders, trying to wind this as much as they can.
Frazier on the right side. Here's Stutz. No good. And once again, the Riptide get the ball. Here's Wormley. Wormley up and under. The pass to Isom. Gets deflected by Harris. And once again, the Express crawl closer and closer to a well-needed victory as we are 70 seconds away. Jones slows things down. One-on-one against Wormley, down to 5 on the shot clock, fires a three, send it home! Maurice Jones, a firecracker from beyond the arc. And a timeout by Nelson Taroba. Boy, I tell you, the Windsor Express must have watched a lot of game film to how they could provide much more confidence from shooting, and they're doing it right now. 120-104, we're right back. The Windsor Express want to bolt down the doors on this one. They lead 120 to 104. St. John Riptide not out of it yet, but they do want to get a victory before they head on over to Halifax for a Sunday afternoon debacle. But you know what? Once again, the whole moral of the story is, JP, if you don't get any help from beyond the arc, you will suffer. Most people say they live by the three or you die by the three, but so far St. John's been dying by the three because of the lack of defense.
Yeah, they have absolutely been destroyed, killed. I don't even know how to put it at this point. Because they've tried everything in the kitchen sink. Bringing in big man focused lineups, bringing in small ball lineups, even in those final few moments before that last triple. And it just has been an issue for the Riptide all night long to defend them. This game just slipped away from the time the Express really just burned them up outside again and again.
Malcolm Miller downtown spins in and out. And the Riptide get the ball back, all thanks to Morty. It is 120 to 124, 40 seconds to go. Miller, another in and out shot, but Ahmed bails him out with a kiss off the glass.
Nice shot again, but long ways to go. There's a lot of positives from tonight for the Riptide as they intentionally foul.
Yep, because Nelson Taroba is just looking at the scoreboard right now, trying to find ways to get back into this. Slowing down the clock is one thing, but once again, this looks like a lead that is too much to bear here, as it's 120 to 106. Winding things down here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, everything's done but the kicking and screaming, so to speak. And also, missed free throw in the first, but here's something else going on for those folks following on. The Island Storm, for your Storm scoring update, are putting on a storm of an offensive performance. Up by 7, 98-91 to score in that matchup where free throws may have not mattered that much that game with 10 and 15 for the Island Storm. But when you're shooting basically +6 in terms of made field goals from the field, 44%, and having a +20 on the boards, that is one of the reasons the winning streak is now being kept alive tonight, to pass the Riptide in the standings tonight.
Well, that helps out too, considering once again, as we checked out this past Wednesday night, JP, that was one of the reasons why the Island Storm won that game and broke away the fences. It was because of those boards, and it was because of the ability to box out. They just outnumbered the Windsor Express, but the Express, on the other hand, tonight, a different story. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of defensive action inside, but we're seeing a lot of firepower from beyond the arc tonight. 120 to 106. We'll keep it right here as this thing winds out. So the Windsor Express en route to a victory, but they have a tough challenge in them tomorrow, mainly the St. John's Edge, which they have yet to pick up a victory here against the first place Edge.
Yeah, they may have won at the Mile 1 Center, but they got to find a way to bring that magic from the Mile 1 Center that they've had on the road back to their hometown for the Windsor Express, in terms of the Windsor Express, because it's getting to where standings are becoming much, much more important. You already have a tie at the top of the standings, for example. Windsor with this win is still going to be 5 games back with 18 wins, 16 losses, so that is going to be a much-needed win for them. It's going to be absolutely challenging, though. You have Charles Hinkle basically putting on Mr. Hinkle hoops, and to the point of the CBC newsroom basically is his biggest fan club at this point. And as well, you have Carl English, so a very tough team coming into the building tomorrow night.
20 seconds to go, and a quick foul. Otenyo gets laid down like a sack of bricks. It looks to be an Express foul, and it is.
Express foul, number 24.
So once again, less than 21 seconds remaining here, 121 to 106. And I'll tell you, when I look at that score, JP, I get flashbacks of their first championship, because that's how they won the game against the Island Storm 4 years ago. But nonetheless, the Riptide, they're going to end up 0-3 on their Ontario road trip. And they're going to head to Halifax for a Sunday afternoon game. A lot of things they have to clear up if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive, as that ball gets deflected. But for the Windsor Express, they stay in third place.
Yeah, stay in third place. Good for them right now. But of course, they do have that cushion by now 3 games if the score sticks out for the Island Storm and River Lions.
Quick double team here. Down to 16 seconds. Shot clock is dead as the Express try to move the ball up to the side, and they do. So the Windsor Express, they pull through, avenge their loss on Wednesday. Riptide lose all 3 games in Ontario, and the Express pull through. They'll secure third place for the time being, 101 to 106 to 108 rather is the final. But shooting was the name of the game for the Express because they were phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal, especially outside. Just burned up triple after triple after triple after triple. At least approaching that 20 triple plateau tonight. Just absolutely not able to crack that code on the defensive side of the Riptide tonight. They just could not keep up on the score sheet with those triples, even when they had them fall for their side. Big time win and big time scoring effort for the Express tonight.
A big time win indeed. 121-108 is the score. We'll come back to wrap things up right after this. And the Express pull through. They take care of business, 121-108 against the St. John Riptide. And we welcome you back up here to the media booth. JP, I said, shooting was one of the keys why the Windsor Express won. But you know what? We've seen a lot more confidence from them because they swung around their turnovers. Instead, they caused some turnovers right down the stretch in the second half, too.
Yeah, that is for sure where it was just much more of an improved game compared to Wednesday for the Windsor Express tonight. Offense was clicking, as mentioned. Defense was much more stronger defensive pressure, really, in the much-needed moments to force those turnovers. Less of a cluster, so to speak, but more preparation there for when the Riptide tried to go on the inside, attack in those final few minutes to force those turnovers and hard plays on the inside. So much more improved game plays tonight for the Express and a much-needed victory for them.
A tip of the cap to the St. John Riptide as well. Nelson Taroba played one of the most gutsiest plays of keeping Ali Ahmed in, knowing that he was a foul away from being disqualified from the game. But you know what? He was the one that kept the Riptide together down low, but up top was another big Malcolm Miller, who was just shooting from not only the parking lot, not only from LaSalle, hint, hint, it was LaSalle night, but also from Lakeshore too. He was on fire too.
Yeah, he was on fire at many times tonight. Wouldn't say he's a big man, so to speak in terms. He's more of a small forward / stretch four. But basically, Miller, when needed and called upon, was able to get those triples, especially on the transition offense where bring it up the floor, see there's enough separation away from his defender, many times Chad Frazier tonight, and just shuffle past it to him for the triple. That was what they needed him for a lot of these times, especially for that and the corner triples. Tonight, though, couldn't rely on him 100%, though, in terms of how things were going. And in the end, just way too much offense from the Express side, even with the 108 points put up by the Riptide tonight.
I was impressed by the Island Storm when they came here Wednesday night. Same result for the St. John Riptide. Once again, underdogs in the Atlantic Division. Both clubs have yet to secure a playoff spot, but we could tell you right now, if we're within the updates here, JP even mentioned too that a lot of things are at stake for the final playoff spot. But now, as we look at it, the Island Storm about to pull through against the Niagara River Lions. So, you know what? Another tough task for the Riptide, considering that they got to play against a powerhouse known as the Halifax Hurricanes this Sunday afternoon. If you're Nelson Taroba, what are some of the positives you got? Well, yeah, some of the positives you got to take in before going back to the Scotiabank Center Sunday.
I started getting towards that near the end of the main game for the final few minutes of the fourth quarter, I should say. And one of the main positives that really stood out was the interior defense at times, because they had a lot of defenders all set up to try and maybe win I think it was the main strategy in the second half especially. They tried to open it up on the inside to where they would force the Express to focus away from the triple at times, which is, I think, part of their comeback during the third quarter, for much of that quarter, and then bring the double team back in to cluster them back up, to trap them inside the paint or just on the outside of the paint for a very difficult shot, Aaron. So that was one of the main positives, I think, for them, where they had some strong defensive plays on the inside. It wasn't on the outside for tonight. That's 100% sure tonight, especially with a lot of their small ball lineup. But, as well, they got the positives, of course, still of having some decent plays on the inside, especially with Wormley setting up dishes on the inside with his playmaking ability. Maybe rely on that a bit more here for the late going of the season to try and keep themselves away from the Highlanders in terms of the standings right now until they lock up those standings right now, and then they can breathe.
Absolutely. So the Riptide, they got a challenge against the Halifax Hurricanes, but if it has been proven throughout the whole year, anybody could beat anybody, so we wish them all the best for them for the rest of the year, and maybe we'll see them into the playoffs. So a quick thank you for the St. John's fans who've been tuning in to watch this. But for the Windsor Express, on the other hand, they're not over yet. They're not out of the woods. A St. Patrick's Day debacle against the St. John's Edge tomorrow. How do you see them coming into this game?
Coming into this game, if you're Windsor, you got a tough matchup. You got the victory tonight, but tomorrow is a doozy of a one because you have a chance to affect the standings. You have a chance to basically try and close up on the second spot, which they still have an outside chance of doing so if they win at least their next final 5 games. So this starts off tonight if they do this. They got to get the W. But it's all about being prepared to try and stop the outrageous scoring we've seen in Windsor from St. John's, not St. John, and try and get that from there, as well as, again, keep the box outs up. Get the rebounds, because they're going to be ready to try and fight for those boards inside. Be prepared for that. It's going to be a doozy. As the PA system said right as we were coming to commercial break, it's going to be St. Patrick's Day, obviously. Wait to hold off the party until after. If you get the victory, then go celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Well, we're going to see if the luck of the Irish turns out for one of these teams, because it's going to be a Shamrock shakeup. Join us tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here on Knockstrom TV. We'll join you in about 5 minutes before that for a pre-game show here. But once again, live at the WFCU Center, St. John's Edge versus the Windsor Express. It's going to be a good one. So tune in on that St. Patrick's Day battle right here. But as for us, that'll do it for us here. 121-108 is the final score. Windsor Express prevail. They keep on to their third place spot, and the St. John Riptide head on over to Halifax for a Sunday afternoon battle. So that's it from us. We thank you for all of you who have watched here tonight, and that will do it for here. Like I said, this has been a presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. Till tomorrow night, same time, same channel. For JP Justin Prince, this be Aaron Sanders saying top of the evening to you, and so long from the Rose City.